forever say that I hate. Oh my god, I hate. Like I hate y'all. Like you. Like I don't. Oh, we were slaves this entire. I don't give a. Like for a reason, you guys were slaves. You guys don't know anything better than a deal. Like oh my god. Like I was literally eating food with my friend. He had his. Oh my god. Like I don't know. Por Dios, por gracias de Dios. I had my wallet next to me, like my whole purse, and those like that little small ass decided not to steal my wallet. Oh my god, I would have grabbed my heel and like whooped the out of that ass. But like whatever, right? Some other but no homo or nothing. Y'all don't know how good it felt to say like out loud. Like goddamn. Like oh my god, I felt like I was back in the Marine Corps. Like I kid you not. I don't know what the came over me. I grabbed that by the neck and I was like, "Come here, you." And oh my god, like I felt like the world just stopped. Like it was just peace. Like I don't know. And then he was just like even I in my head I was like, "Damn, pasaste," because I called him a. The amount of times that I will always and forever.
These were the comments, ladies and gentlemen, of once employed Ashley Gonzalez. Now she is unemployed Ashley Gonzalez. Woo! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to an exciting edition of Random Topic Tuesdays. Today, April 28, 2026. Hope you all are safe and doing blessed. Man, we've already made it through the first 25% of the year is done. Think about that. Actually, more than that, maybe about 33% of our time, because you break it up. You have obviously from January to March, that's 3 months. We're in April, we're about to go into May. And yeah, so we're almost, pretty soon we're going to be in the summertime. It's already feeling like that in New Orleans, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, we're moving very quickly. Yeah, a third of the we've got more than a third of the our time in 2026 is up. So that's something else. How we doing tonight? We'll see who we got in the chat. We got Danielle. Shout out to you, sweetheart. Good to see you. I see we got my family on. My people on X should be coming in. Hold on. I just sent the message out, so I'm wondering I'm seeing no views on X, but usually, yeah, everybody pop up on X when I come on. And we got our fan people on Rumble who are watching. So this is what I was going to talk about tonight. Of course, Ashley Gonzalez, who is the former Houston Police Department officer, was fired over the weekend. She originally had been relieved of duties after that viral video you saw, that disgusting, abhorrent video was posted on TikTok. And she let her true feelings be known about how she felt about black people, how she hated chimps and niggers. And yet, I wonder if she hates unemployment, because that is exactly what, and rightfully so, what happened over the weekend. There were calls for her for being fired after this video went viral. And we actually have video footage of that article right now that I'm going to play. So this was, of course, you saw the video that was played, and the language that was used. Of course, she used the N-word, said the word nigga 16 times, at least that I've counted and what was reported, and how she actually talked and bragged about. And you saw that how she had somebody up against the wall by their neck and so forth, which now is going to create another problem for her and for the city of Houston and the Houston Police Department and the mayor. But this is actually a good thing, ladies and gentlemen, because, well, I'll explain that in a minute. You'll see why from the video. Hold on.
Oh my god, I felt like I was back in the Marine. Like I kid you not. I don't know what came over me. I grabbed by the neck and I was like, "Come here, you." And oh my god, like I felt like the world just stopped.
And good evening to you. I'm Tom Ziska. We begin tonight with this video that ultimately cost an HPD officer her job. Protesters were out in full force this morning demanding Ashley Gonzalez be punished for her racist rant. The city answered. Here's Fox 26's McKenna Earnhardt.
A viral video that sparked outrage across the city of Houston has led to a decision from the Houston Police Department. Ashley Gonzalez is now fired. She's no longer an officer in the city of Houston because she posted this video using racial slurs against Black people. And in case you forgot what she said, here it is.
You did not just call me a I was like, you're a I was like, oh my God, like, you're a I called you a like, world peace. But I got so much off of my chest just by saying out loud.
And it's that video that Mayor John Whitmire took to social media saying was vile and unacceptable, saying that racism has never and will never be tolerated in the city of Houston. He went on to say that the only reason he hadn't calmed it sooner is because he was advised not to by his legal team.
Let me send out a message to all city employees that this conduct will never be acceptable. We have zero tolerance in my administration for racism or lack of respect for our other citizens. So thank you, Chief Diaz. Thank you to HPD. Now let's go back to work and keep Houston a safer city.
Now that Gonzalez has been fired, a lot of people have questions. What happens to the cases she's already handled, and can she wear a uniform elsewhere? I spoke with attorney Chris Tritico, who tells me the legal fallout is just beginning.
So I would imagine that all of her prior arrests are going to be reviewed, especially convictions, are going to be reviewed and looked at with a new eye towards whether or not these were effectuated because of the race of the person that was arrested.
Correct. That's what I was going to get into. There is now a legal issue, obviously, potentially both in the criminal and the civil world, because anything that she has touched, that this wench has touched, that she was the arresting officer on, she essentially has, I won't say get a get out of jail free card, but they certainly have a right to look at every case that she's had to potentially get out of jail, because then if this stop, or, you know, of course, the Constitution plays a role. If you have a search and seizure, you know, the Constitution plays a role. It is the law of the land, and something happens and they find that there was a, you know, there was no probable cause to make an arrest or even reasonable suspicion to make a stop, then that case might get overturned if someone has been sentenced. And certainly that's what that attorney that Lee was talking about just there. I'm assuming I believe he's an attorney. So yeah, they're going to look at everything she said. So she just actually created a dilemma for not just the police department, but the city of Houston in general by doing this shit. And of course, the mayor had to get out and speak on it and say that because the community was outraged. And shout out to Dr. Matthews and Cornell X, because they actually stepped up and got her fired. And what they were going to probably do, yes, typically what we see is they were going to allow these people, they make these remarks, they let them resign. But the community was like, nah, we ain't doing that, because she should not even be eligible. And this is another problem that might happen. She should actually is going to be allowed to work for another law enforcement agency possibly. And that is something of she can't be, she has no credibility anymore. When you come out now, there's no law against being a racist, oddly enough. There isn't, because we have the First Amendment. However, the reason why she had to be fired was because what she did, especially by going on social media, I believe, and police departments have this now. Spirit said he wants her deported. Yeah. I know she may not even be Venezuelan, but send her ass there anyway. She see a lot of Hispanic Negroes. That's what she'll be seeing and dealing with. Send her to Brazil, for all I care. But she doesn't need to be in law enforcement anymore, because if she's in law enforcement, her trust has been shattered, and she's made this public. her remarks and her words have sealed her in. She can't be trusted. If she has a prejudice against a certain group, how are they going to challenge? How is she going to make a stop? People are going to remember now, especially since it's on the internet. And yeah, she took the video down, but guess what? The video's been shared some, let's say 36,000 or a million times. It's got over 1 million views, I believe, on TikTok. She could take the video down all she wants. Everybody's seen it. So there's nothing really that's going to stop everybody from trusting this woman. Nobody will trust her again. I saw it on TikTok. So if it was TikTok or Snap, whatever, once it's on the internet, Danielle, it's over with. If it's on the internet, it belongs to the world. It's good to be back, Phantom. Thank you. I'm not coming back with the great regularity. I'm trying to get in there. Of course, we don't have a lot of viewers, which is why I only come on the show. I only come and do this as number one because I'm bored, and number two, I love y'all. So I try and come back, and I've came back briefly to do this because I don't have anything else to do. But I've been busy, so that's taken, and with family and with life, so that's taking up my time. But like I see here, I don't have any views on X, which is a shame. I can't believe that. I can't believe I'm not on X. Nobody's watching. Right. So you can't trust what she says. Now I'm going to finish the video and then I'm going to play another video.
And a group of people protesting today outside of HPD headquarters saying they don't want the Houston Police Officers Union to defend Gonzales. But Tritico tells me they have to. I'll have more details on all of this on the Fox Local app. For Fox 26, I'm McKenna Earnhardt.
So the police union, those police unions, we know how they get down. They stand by. I mean, you could have an officer murder somebody like what happened with the brother in Atlanta that got shot in the back that was running from Wendy's, and they stood by the officers. I think they did the same thing with Laquan McDonald, the police unions. They always stand by these officers 95% or better of the time for a reason. And they just stand, as the unions, they stand by those officers no matter what happens. Even if it's real blatant, they'll have an officer that'll say some slick shit about a suspect from the union reps, which is not surprisingly, they do that. But at any rate, Miss Gonzalez put a video up. She's apparently feeling the heat. So unemployed, she's going to have issues because now she can't pay for that phone and running her damn mouth. I know she got monthly payments on it. Her Wi-Fi in her house is going to go. She's going to have to get in her car if her car is paid for. If her car got internet and use that, or she's just going to have to go into McDonald's every time and use the free Wi-Fi. I don't know. But anyway, she decided to post this 1-minute apology. I guess you can call it that, apology video. And I'm going to play that. Hold on.
I just feel really bad that I was just mentioned and it's just so toxic, and I'm just so sorry about that. That is, as you can see, that's not my content. That wasn't my content back then. And I don't know, I just feel really bad, and I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. I think I just need to go to therapy, and I need to go to church, and I just need some like self-reflection, honestly, because that was just so nasty. But anyway, I just wanted to formally apologize and say I'm so sorry if I hurt your feelings. So, anyway, I hope y'all can forgive me and just get over that nasty post. I deleted it. I just feel really bad. I just feel really bad that I was just mentioned and it's just so toxic, and I'm just so sorry about that.
Yeah, Spirit, she's trying to look like Goldilocks.
As you can see, that's not my content. That wasn't my content back then.
What?
And I don't know.
How you say that's not your Nah, I ain't gonna lie, she sounds different. How it's not your content? It was your social media. It was your social media. It was you we saw on there saying those things. You said you effing hate niggas. You said and called black people chimpanzees. You talked about hemming somebody up. That was you.
I just feel really bad, and I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. I'm just I think I just need to go to therapy, and I need to go to church, and I just need some like self-reflection, honestly, because that was just so nasty. But anyway, I just wanted to formally apologize and say I'm so sorry if I hurt your feelings. So anyway,
now notice she said she was so sorry she hurt your feelings. She didn't say she was sorry for what she said. She didn't say she was sorry for the pain I caused. I'm sorry if you were hurt. She didn't say I'm so sorry for what I did. When you go to confession in the Catholic Church, you do the act of contrition, which you say, oh my God, I am sorry for my sins in choosing to do wrong and failing to do good. I have sinned against you, whom I should love above all things. Therefore, I firmly resolve with the help of your grace to sin no more and to avoid the near occasions of sins. That's an apology. Or I'm so sorry for if I wasn't in confession, but that's typically how we do when we're remorseful for our sins and we want absolution for all of the sins that we've committed. Or you apologize and say, I'm heartily sorry for my actions. That's an apology. What I said was abhorrent. My actions that I even stated in the video that I did was terrible. And I should not have done that. I should not have said that. And had she done that and then maybe even said, I'll step down from the police department or something like that, maybe. Well, maybe not even getting stepped down. No, she needed to be fired because we don't want you trying to collect a pension, bitch. No. No. We don't need you to be collecting and going to another job. The only thing you need to be collecting is unemployment. The only thing you need to be doing is figuring out if you can work the day and evening shift at Trader Joe's. You don't need to be a cop no more. I don't even know if she can be. She literally ruined her life. And this is why some things, well, this was actually a good thing, but they warn you and tell you about what you say and what you do on the internet. That's why, because once it's there, it's permanent. Everybody's going to remember this. Y'all think, even let's say she wanted to get a real estate license. Well, she can't work, and I don't know what real estate agency would hire her, because one of the requirements, especially working in real estate, is we got to learn about fair. You have to learn rules, especially about the Fair Housing Act and rules against discrimination. Things you can't say. You can't comment on demographics in the neighborhood. Those are things that agents can't even do.
y'all can forgive me and just get over that nasty post. I deleted it. I just feel really bad.
No, we ain't getting over it. Oh, I'm over it, but It's what it is. No, she'd be the blockbuster. Remember that episode of All in the Family when they had the black real estate agent coming on and he was trying to get them to sell the bunkers to sell their house because black people were moving in, minorities. And Archie, it's called blockbusting, but Archie said, "Hey, he's a blackbuster. I got to tell everybody." That episode from All in the Family.
Now, wait a minute. Color ain't got nothing to do with it. See, I just don't want to sell you my house, and that's all there is to it, Mr. Blackburn. Bird. My decision is final, and you ain't got enough money to change my mind, so there's no sense in wasting your time.
It's my time.
Yeah, well, I mean, after all, I can throw figures at you, but then you ain't got the money to pay.
No, try me. What do you have to lose?
Well, if that's the only way you'll take a no, all right, I'll throw figures at you. I mean, I could say, what, $35,000.
Oh, say.
Huh?
So.
You saying that's a different person. You say her name is Monica Cruz. That wasn't her. So that's not Ashley Gonzalez. Less funny. That's interesting because I've seen the video. So Spirit says that wasn't her, the girl lady I was showing, but actually I saw, I've seen the video shared by a bunch of people. I saw Willie D even had something posted. My man, I don't know if that was Dwan who had that. If that's not her, then I'll happily retract it if that wasn't her. Hold on. Because when you go on TikTok, that's it. That's what came up when I searched for her. Because I saw Dwan B talk about it, and that was the video. And you're saying that's not her. And Willie D was talking about it. Where did you verify that, Spirit? You say it's been circulating. If I'm wrong, if it's not her, I'll retract it. If I get something from it, I'll be happy to retract it. If that's not her, but for the sake of argument, let's assume even if that were her, if that was her, certainly she would not get, what she would get she gets no sympathy over here for that. The girl who was saying those things in that vile video, certainly she gets no love from that. As far as it goes. And they always want black people to forgive and forget. But it seems like we do a lot of forgiving, and yet there's no change from the transgressor. We always run and they want you to forgive and forgive, but there's no lesson learned. So you say the video has been circulating. So that was from Infamous the Gutter. And I saw So I was reading that. If that's not her and she didn't post it, like I said, I'll take a look at it and I'll come out and retract it. If I'm wrong, and I'll apologize to the lady if that's not her. If wasn't her. And somebody said this ain't Ashley Gonzalez at all. Okay. Yeah. So there are some people. Okay. It's probably, you know what? Now that I look at it, now that I'm looking at the video and I listen carefully to her voice, it doesn't even sound like her. Unless this is AI somebody's using, but some people are saying that this somebody wrote all at this is not her at all. This girl is pretty. Someone say it's a different person. It says don't know how to apologize, and we don't even care if it is or not. But a lot of people will comment and say, at any rate, I had my wedding today. Hey guys, I got fish. They don't care about this apology at all. It probably isn't her, and she probably. But hey, yeah, it's more than likely. Let's say it's not her. So I'm gonna err on the side of of caution, so that way for legal stuff. If it's not her, I'll retract it. But likely, she's not gonna come out and say anything if she did, because then she would be putting probably her foot further down her throat. If she hates niggas so much, I wonder how she hates unemployment. If that's what she thinks about black people, that's what she thinks about minorities. But we're sending a message. A message had to be sent, and especially to the city of Houston, because now I want all of my black attorneys, and I think especially those criminal defense lawyers that may have had cases that Ashley Gonzalez was the lead officer on. They need to look at all of her cases. And hopefully we can get, if we find anything wrongdoing that was done, then lawsuits need to be filed and likely would get filed. That's where the civil attorneys come in. And you make an example of this police department. You make an example of the police department. You set an example for other cities to correct things. Like what happened in Ferguson when they found how blacks were treated after the Mike Brown incident, and the feds had to take over. Now, I don't know if it changed or how much it changed, but we can't tolerate behavior like this. We cannot tolerate racial prejudice and bigotry. At any rate, y'all notice I don't go when I go live. I haven't been going live too long. Just talking about this one topic. It's good to talk with some of y'all about it, but yeah, I'm gonna keep monitoring this because we'll see what happens legally from that standpoint if there's any lawsuits filed. So I got to do a separate video. I will do one on what happened with my commentary on. You said you're timed out. I don't know why you're saying you're timed out. Love the culture, poetry. Somebody fix that. Danielle, if you could fix that for her. At any rate, I'm not going to be too long, family. I wanted to just talk about this, but something else I wanted to bring up too. So I saw the Michael video. I saw the Michael movie. So I'm going to be doing probably a separate commentary on that. My thoughts and opinions on it. I don't know if anybody who I don't know if anybody has seen it yet. The film has already grossed, and this was in its first weekend, over $100 million, which is not a surprise. They got people actually passing out. I saw a video. There were some people passing out while watching the film because Michael Jackson's the only can do that in death, man. You have men crying. The only one that can make people pass out and shit. It's grossed $227 million worldwide. It is the second highest grossing film of 2026. But the film is not without controversy because critics have claimed it's a sanitized version of Michael. A lot of people criticize the storyline. I will say this, Jafar Jackson, who is Michael Jackson's nephew, Jermaine's son, plays Michael, and he knocked it out of the park. I don't believe in reincarnation as a Catholic, but I certainly am second guessing that because Jafar, I thought was Michael. I thought Michael Jackson came back from the dead. He did a phenomenal job. I was impressed with him and his performance. I thought the actor, although the storyline, I will say this, there was a lot that they could have done. It was thin in my standpoint as far as the storyline was concerned. Some people say it was just a way for the estate to make money, which, they made money from it. And hopefully the family is making money from it. I know that the brothers, I know Jermaine, I think Jackie and Marlon are producers on the film. I heard Paris had nothing to do with it. His daughter, Michael's daughter, Paris, and there are reports that she's distant from the family because she wasn't involved. I don't know. I heard Jackie, same thing about Janet. She didn't like the film or didn't want to be portrayed in the biopic. But I'm going to have to do a separate video on all of that. I'm happy for Jafar. Let's put it that way. And there were some things. I don't want to give away spoilers. I'm going to have to do a whole separate video, but there were some things missing. What I thought was funny was Coben Domingo as Joe Jackson. I don't know. They could have given his context made me laugh the whole time. That was his mouth was open the whole time. He did a good job as Joe. Though he didn't have all of his mannerisms down. I still think Lawrence Hilton Jacobs, that's my Joe Jackson. Lawrence Hilton Jacobs. We're about to get out of here anyway. I don't know what's going on with the timeout, Danielle. Lawrence Hilton Jacobs is my Joe Jackson. He rewrote Joe Jackson. I don't know the real Joe Jackson. I know Lawrence Hilton Jacobs is Joe Jackson to me. This will never be not funny. This is always going to be my memory.
I'm just thinking, just thinking of my sweetheart, just thinking of a new life, just thinking of the good signs, thinking about my baby. Get in the car, baby.
Get in the car. Bring on! Get gone! Get gone!
I've decided.
Now he looks more like Joe Jackson. No, I didn't dress up. I couldn't find my glove. I was high up in the theater, man. I wasn't down low. He looks like, have y'all seen Joe Jackson in the 80s? Now, I wish I could do the transpose, like a side-by-side comparison. But that is definitely, he looks definitely like Joe Jackson. from 1980s. I'm trying to see y'all going on tour.
I'm arranging a tour in a live album.
Well, how are we going to tour without Jermaine?
Your brother made his choice when we left Motown and he stayed. Let him live with it. The point is, we need to capitalize on Michael's album. So, we're going to do a bunch of songs.
Joseph?
I mean, that, yeah, see what I'm saying? Jafar sounds just like him. Joe looked much better. Well, I'm a man. I'm not going to say Joe looked better, but Joe, I've seen Joe and Catherine's pictures when they were younger. Yeah, Catherine was a beautiful woman. She still is. Catherine was gorgeous, yeah. Joseph. And I don't know. The Jackson 5 American Dream, I still love that film. Yeah. What's the favorite part in American Dream? One of the favorites is when Michael skips practice and Joe catches him. What are you doing? It's getting candy. What you buying for? A nickel. What'd you sell them for? A nickel. You should stick to practice. Come on. I want to play store. Katie, that's all you think about. You always giving me trouble. And Michael pushed him. Oh, and Joe killed the rat. Joe killed Ben. Mr. Rat, we won. Oh, Joseph. Your mom, mother. My rat, he's been killed. What? Oh, we got him good. Joe was cold, man. But Joe, I got to do a whole separate video on it. Looking at it now, especially since I got older, because I had shit about Joe Jackson I didn't like, the stuff I heard. But as I got older, I also realized something, and Michael even said this: the man was a genius. He said his father was a genius. They wouldn't be where they were without him. He was tough. He was stern. Yeah, he was tough.
And Michael said in a recent interview that he was frightened of you. He says that he was so frightened of you sometimes that he would be sick. Is that true?
Well, I just knew about that when I heard him mention that on TV on Oprah Winfrey show. I didn't know anything about him being sick, but regurgitating. But if he did regurgitate it, he regurgitated all the way to the bank, you know.
What do you mean?
I mean, by me being strict with him a little bit, and it made him a superstar, you know, because look, it just didn't happen on his own, you know. He had to have a beginning. All of them had to have a beginning.
Joe didn't care. I saw another interview that even after Michael died, he did an interview with Larry. They asked him, Larry King, and they asked him if he was regretting anything about how Michael was raised on mistakes. And he said, I made no mistakes. I don't regret a thing. He said Michael was raised properly. His brothers were raised properly. He said he never had a childhood. He said Michael had his brothers and sisters to play with. Which, yes, now, of course, but you see your brothers and sisters every day. And probably Michael, what he thought or wanted to do, he wanted to go outside in the neighborhood and play with the kids. But he couldn't do that because he was practicing. But then, you know, Jermaine even said this, and Catherine, Gary, Indiana at that time had like one of the highest crime rates, if I'm not mistaken. They had a high death toll. And a lot of the people they say that lived on that block where Michael grew up at were either in jail or not alive anymore, which Joe talked about and Catherine even talked about. So they probably did not want Michael associating with the wrong crowd, which that happened. And I don't think it happens as much today, but parents were more involved with their kids about who they hung out with. If the parents didn't know, my mom and dad, especially my dad, would tell me if that my grandmother didn't know who the boy was in the neighborhood or didn't know who they were, you didn't hang out with them. And if you ask your parents why, you know what they would say? Because I said so. That was it. And I think if Joe were involved in, Joe Jackson even said this, I think a regret he had. He said he wanted to be around Michael in his later years, but he said he was kept away. I don't think Michael would have had the problems that he had later on in life, dealing with outsiders, because I don't believe Michael Jackson did any of that stuff that he was accused of. I know for a fact all of that was because of his catalog. I've interviewed, his nephew. I've interviewed his attorney, Tom Mesereau, before, and we talked about it. A lot of this was set up, I believe, to go after him because of that. They didn't like the fact that Michael had he had his hands on everything music. He was the music industry. He could actually break off from what we have currently and start his own stuff. And guess what? Billions of people would follow him. So he was very much a threat to the music industry that he saved. He saved MTV. He told MTV how to make a music video when they wouldn't put black videos on. So, I think, Joe Jackson certainly, if he were around, those kids would not have been in those bedrooms, no strangers, nothing like that. Yeah, they didn't tolerate that. Hell, if Michael married a black woman, that shit wasn't gonna happen. Y'all jumping up in my fucking bed. No, bitch. Get your little ass. I don't care you got cancer. Roll your ass back to the hospital. That's it. We not doing this shit. No. You not touching my stuff, my furniture. Michael paid for everything. It's my furniture. We married. Get up. Get on. Get that damn monkey off the ceiling. Get on. Get that monkey off my fan. They wouldn't have tolerated that. Michael, get off that camel. Get off that damn llama. Put that fucking llama back in the cage. Get these little bastards out. You got them here past 8. It's time for me to watch Tyler Perry. No. No. They can't be here. Out. Yeah, Michael was dating Stephanie Mills. Yeah, I don't think she would have. Yeah, Stephanie would have been fine because Stephanie's short. Those short women I know personally. Wink, wink. Short women got power. They get angry all the time. You'd be mad if you can't sit over a steering wheel. Well, Bubbles was around when Joe was there, when Michael was living at Havenhurst. So actually, Michael owned owned his parents' home. If I'm not mistaken, he bought it. Yeah. I got to do a whole separate thing, but y'all, it's been fun talking with y'all, man. I'm gonna get up out of here, but I took 25 minutes to talk Michael, man. Yeah, but I feel like I might have to play some Human Nature after I get off of here. But anyway, y'all be safe and be blessed. He had another black girl he was dating with, but I don't know why. Stephanie says she wasn't black. She wasn't white enough for him. I wonder why he didn't hook up with Ola Ray. He didn't hook up with her. Yeah, he was into Brooke Shields. Yeah. Yeah. I think Stephanie would have been good for him. Yeah. Well, yeah. Or a woman he didn't know. No, that wasn't public. Yeah. Should have been good for him. Yeah. Because they were both in a Wiz. Yeah. She was the original Dorothy. Yeah. There's a whole video. She did go check it out. Stephanie did a whole YouTube. She did a video on Michael. Yeah. I gotta see if you know who I love to have on this show. We're gonna try. I'm gonna try to see if I can get an interview with brother Eddie Griffin, the comedian, because Eddie was close with Michael. And you know, Eddie was one of my favorite comedians of all time. I love when Eddie did Michael Jackson on crack. That just said that was great. Yeah, him and Chris Tucker do the best Michael Jackson's impression. Yeah, do the best Michael Jackson impressions. But I love Eddie because Eddie's just the fool. Yeah. All right, y'all be safe and be blessed. We're gonna get up out of here, y'all. But make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe button, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out. Thank you. Whoever you are, wherever you are, hope you are blessed and doing safe. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings, family. Of course, I'm tuning in. You see me without the glasses off today. But if you're looking for some opportunities, particular advertisement opportunities, then look no further at the link at the bottom to my email address. You can hit me up for advertisement opportunities. We are supporting and promoting your businesses here on this channel. You can also, if you would like to donate and subscribe to our Patreon, a link is at the bottom as well. So you have multiple ways in which you can advertise with the platform by emailing me when we go on do our live stream. You also have access to premium content, those that want to see premium content that you will not find here on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, as I am suspended probably by now. You guys can check out the Patreon at link at the bottom. But advertisement opportunities, definitely email me, gavin.grich1@gmail.com for rates. And for the Patreon, it is the same as the YouTube channel. It is channel gboot2786. All right, I'll holla. Peace.